Hello everyone, I am Ritesh Chauhan working as an assistant professor in Computer Engineering Department at Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. So we are continuing with the third unit, that is passing theory. So in this video, topics that are covered, that is classification of passing method, left recursion and left factoring. So what is passing? Passing is a technique that takes the input string and produce the output, either a pass tree if a string is valid sentence of a grammar, or an error message indicating that the string is not valid. So here there is a grammar and a string. We pass the string with the help of that grammar and check whether that string is valid or not with the help of parser. As we know, there are two types of parser. First is top-down parser, where we parse or build the parse tree from start symbol to the leaves. That is, from the start symbol to the input string in top-down manner. And the second is bottom-up parsing. In bottom-up parsing, parser starts from leaves and works up to the root or start symbol. So it starts from the input string and go towards the start symbol, that is in the bottom-up manner. So here is a classification of passing method, where passing is divided into two methods. First one is top-down passing and second one is bottom-up passing, and it is also known as shift-reduce parser. Top-down parser further divided into two methods. First one is with backtracking and second one is without backtracking. So parsing without backtracking is further divided into two methods. That is LL1 parser and second one is recursive descent parser. In first method, that is with backtracking, left recursion and left factoring on a grammar is not performed because it is an error and trial version of a parser. But in passing without backtracking, it predicts the input string without backtracking. So the limitation of predictive passing and all top-down passing algorithm is that if the grammar is left recursive or left factoring, then the top-down passing without backtracking does not work. So first we have to remove left recursion and left factoring of a grammar if there is any. Second one is bottom-up passing. Now in bottom-up parser there are two methods. First one is operator precedence and second one is LR parsing, in which there are three methods, that is SLR, CLR and LALR. This L means left to right scanning and this R means rightmost derivation in reverse. What is the full form of SLR? SLR is a simple LR, CLR is a canonical LR and LALR is a look ahead LR. So in top-down passing, before we see these two methods, that is backtracking and predictive parsing without backtracking, first we learn how to remove left recursion and left factoring from a grammar, because top-down parser cannot handle left recursive and left factored grammar. So first we see how to perform left recursion on a grammar and how to perform left factoring on a grammar. Then and only then we are going to learn all these methods of top-down passing. Okay, so let's proceed with the left recursion and left factoring of a grammar. So a grammar is said to be a left recursive if it has a non-terminal capital A such that there is a derivation A tends to A alpha for some string alpha. This is the algorithm that we see in the practical. So production of grammar is said to have a left recursion if the leftmost variable or a leftmost non-terminal of its right hand side is same as the non-terminal of its left hand side. Here you can clearly see that the leftmost non-terminal on the right hand side is capital A, it is same as the left hand side non-terminal. So this grammar is left recursive. If the grammar is left recursive, then we have to transform it into A tends to first beta, then we have to simply put A dash. If here the symbol non-terminal is capital E, then we have to put E dash. If X, we have to put X dash. Next, A dash tends to this alpha. Then we have to put A dash. If here E dash, then we have to put here E dash and null. So if your grammar is left recursive, then you have to convert in the form of this. Let's understand with example. Before that, why we have to remove left recursion from the grammar? Let's see. It may be possible for the top-down parser to go into the infinite loop. That's why we have to remove left recursion. Suppose the grammar is S tends to SA and the string is 3 times A. So according to the parsing, first we start to pass this string with the starting symbol, that is capital S. This capital S is expanded to SA. Now to get this string, we have to further expand this S to SA, and further this S to SA. So 3A we already get, but this is not a terminal symbol. If here S tends to null will be there, then we have to replace this S with the null and we get the string. But this S we have to further expand with SA only. So it may be possible it goes into the infinite loop. That's why we have to remove left recursion from the grammar in the case of top-down parsing. Bottom-up parsing handle this left recursion and left factored grammar. But top-down parser does not handle left recursion and left factoring grammar. That's why we have to remove left recursion and left factoring in only top-down parsing. So let's see some example of left recursion. Suppose there is a grammar E tends to E plus T or T, T tends to T star F or F tends to ID and null. So here you can clearly see that this first production have the left recursion because the leftmost non-terminal is of the right hand side is same as the non-terminal as on left hand side. This production is also a left recursive. Why? This T is the same as this left hand side. That's why we have to remove the left recursion from these two production only. This F tends to ID or null will be as it is. So what is our rule? If there is a production A tends to A alpha or beta, then we have to convert in this form. Okay. Now what is our A? A is our E. And what is our alpha here? Alpha is plus and T. This plus T is our alpha. And this T is our beta. Okay. So first we have to write E tends to beta. What is our beta? T. So first what we write? E tends to T E dash. This beta is our T. Okay, we put this T, and if we have a E here, so we have to put E dash. If you have T here, you have to put T dash. Next, A dash tends to, in our case, E dash tends to alpha. What is our alpha? Alpha is plus T. So we have to put E tends to plus, E dash tends to plus T. Then E dash. Here A dash will be there. We have to put E dash because we have the non-terminal E. And null as it is we put here. Similarly, in this production, what is our alpha? Star F is our alpha. Apart from this non-terminal, all the things on the right hand side is our alpha. Okay, and this second alternative, it is not start with capital T. That's why this is our beta. It may be possible more than one or two we have our beta. Okay, if F or small a will be there, then F and small a both are our beta. So in this case, what is our alpha? Star and F. And what is our beta? Only F. So what is the answer? First A tends to beta A dash, so T tends to F, sorry, T tends to F T dash. Okay. Next, T dash tends to, what is our alpha? Star F. So we simply write star F. Here there is a T dash, that's why we put here T dash, and according to the rule we have to put at last null. So we does not have to find F tends to ID or null because it is not a left recursive grammar. So our final grammar is, after removing the left recursion, E tends to T E dash, E dash tends to plus T E dash or null, and so on. So the next example is S tends to capital AA or B, and A tends to AC, SD and null. Here you can see that you only say that sir, here is only a this production is only a left recursive. This production is not, but this production is also a left recursive grammar. How? Let's see. Here non-terminal capital S is left recursive because S tends to AA may be replaced by SD. This A may be replaced by SD. If I replace this A with SD, then S tends to SD. So it is an indirect left recursion. Okay, this grammar is a left recursive but indirect. So we have to remove this recursion. Okay, S tends to A or B. Next, A tends to AC, A tends to SD. We separate first. To remove indirect left recursion, replace S with production of S. So we have to replace this S with the production of S. What is the production of S? AA and B. So when we replace this S with AA and B, so what is our production? A tends to capital A small a D or small b and D. Let's see how. This SD will be replaced by small capital A small a D and BD. Because this D is already there in this production. We only replace this S with AA and D is as it is, and replace with B and D is as it is. So what is our new production? A tends to AAD BD. Next, A tends to null. So finally our grammar is this one. So now we have to remove the left recursion from this grammar. Okay. So S tends to AAB, A tends to AC, AAD, BD and null. This is our perfect grammar. Here it is not any indirect left recursion. Okay. So we have to remove left recursion from this production only. So what is our rule? What is our beta? This BD and null is our beta because it does not start with capital A. So first we write BD A dash, and what about null A dash? Null, if there is a null A dash, then we simply write A dash. Okay, this is our beta, these two. So in this case, in this beta, BD A dash we can easily write, but if we have a null, then we simply write A dash. It does not indicate null symbol because there is one non-terminal, that is A dash. So BD A dash, this is our beta. This A dash will be there according to rule, and this is null A dash. That's why we simply put A dash. What is our alpha? Apart from A, all is our alpha. This C is also our alpha and AD is also our alpha. So first we have to write for this alternative. What we write? A dash tends to alpha A dash. So A dash tends to C A dash. And here A dash tends to, next one is AD A dash. This is our alpha. As I say earlier, that apart from A, all the terminals and non-terminals on the right hand side is our alpha. Okay, so AD is our alpha and we have to simply put A dash, and at last according to rule we have to put null. So these are some exercise to remove the left regression. So let's do by yourself, and if you have any query, please contact me. So the next is left factoring. So left factoring is a grammar transformation that is useful for the producing a grammar suitable for a predictive parsing. So if the grammar is of the form A tends to alpha beta 1, alpha beta 2 or alpha beta n or gamma, then we have to transform it into this form. Okay, why? Because compiler confuse here which alternative I have to choose first, because this production is also proceeding with alpha, this production is also proceeding with alpha, this all production is also proceeding with alpha. So compiler confuse which alternative I have to pick first. That's why we have to remove left factoring. So if your grammar is of the form A tends to alpha beta 1 beta 2 up to alpha beta n or gamma, then you have to convert or transform it into this production, where A tends to alpha A dash or gamma. What is your gamma? It represents all alternatives that do not begin with alpha. The production which does not begin with alpha, that is your gamma. Then you have to transform A dash tends to beta 1 beta 2 up to beta n. So what is your alpha? Alpha is your common to two or more of its alternative. So the prefix which is common in two or more alternatives, that is your alpha. Suppose there is a production capital A tends to small ab or ad. So small a is your common prefix, that is your alpha. Okay, so you have to put first alpha which is common, then you have to put a dash because this non-terminal is capital A. Then or gamma, then a dash, this a dash tends to, apart from alpha it is your beta 1, apart from alpha all the things on the from this right hand side of this alpha, all is your beta 2 beta 3 beta 4. Okay, we don't have to put null as we see in the left recursion. Okay, in left factoring we don't have the null because it is not in the rule. Okay, let's see some example, you can better understand. So what is the rule? If you have a same prefix, then you have to convert it into this form. Suppose there is example A tends to alpha beta alpha del or gamma. So we have to transform it into this form. So A tends to, what is our alpha? Which have the same prefix. So this is our alpha. Then what is our gamma? This one, which is not starting with alpha, it is our gamma. Okay. Then we have to simply put here A dash. Then A dash tends to, this is our beta 1, this is our beta 2. So we don't have to put null in the second production. Let's see some more example. Rest tends to small a capital AB or small a CD. So what is our rule? This is. So what is here common prefix? Small a is our common prefix. So this A is considered as alpha. So here non-terminal is capital S. So capital S tends to small a S dash. What is our gamma? Nothing, because there is no other production which does not start with this small a. Okay, so we write nothing. We don't have to write null. If we have gamma, we have to write, otherwise not. So what is the answer? S tends to, which is our common prefix, small a. And here is a non-terminal is S, that's why we put S dash. Then what is S dash? S dash tends to beta 1. What is our beta 1? This one, AB and CD. Let's see the next example. Here you can see that X, B, Y, longest prefix common are X, B, Y and A. Okay, this alternative is not start with small x. That's why this is considered as gamma. So this is our gamma. Okay, so we have to transform it into this form. So what we have, a tends to alpha. What is our alpha? This all x, capital B, y and a, because it is common, x, b, y and a. So first what we write, a tends to x, b, y, a, which is common in two alternatives. Then we have to put a dash. If your non-terminal is capital Z, then you have to put z dash or gamma. Okay, this is not starting with small x, that's why it is considered as gamma. Now next, this is most important. Now a dash tends to beta 1. Now what is your beta 1? Nothing. Here there is something, but right now there is nothing. That's why we have to put here null. In rule there is no null, huh? Because this all is considered as alpha, there is nothing as beta 1. That's why we have a beta 1 as a null. So what is a dash? A dash tends to first null, and then what is beta 2? Beta 2 is the remaining, that is small z and capital A. Okay, so this is the most important part. When we have to put null, when this all the things are considered as alpha, then and only then we have to put here null as a beta 1. Let's see another example. So here, what is the common prefix? Longest common prefix is small a. Okay, अभी आप यहाँ पे बोल रहे होंगे सर स्मॉल ए कैपिटल है ये ले लेते हैं, बट लॉन्गेस्ट प्रीफिक्स हमें देखना है. ओके, तो लॉन्गेस्ट प्रीफिक्स स्मॉल ए है. यहाँ पे गैमा है ही नहीं, क्योंकि कोई भी ऐसा प्रोडक्शन नहीं है जो स्मॉल ए से स्टार्ट नहीं हो रहा है. अगर स्मॉल ए से कोई स्टार्ट नहीं हो रहा था, यहाँ पे और करके जेड होता तो जेड हमारा क्या था? गैमा. ओके, सो व्हाट इज अवर अल्फा? ओनली स्मॉल ए. ओके, सो अकॉर्डिंग टू रूल a tends to small a will be there and a dash. Now what is our beta 1 here? Beta 1 is AB. What is our beta 2? A. What is our beta 3? Here there is something, that is small a. Now it is here nothing will be there because it is considered as alpha. That's why we have to put here null. So what is our beta 1? Capital AB. Beta 2 capital A. And what is our beta 3? Only null. So a dash tends to AB, A and null. So ये आपको प्रॉपरली पता होना चाहिए. ये नल क्यों रखा है मैंने? रूल में नहीं है. ये स्मॉल है एज अल्फा कंसीडर्ड हो गया, यहाँ पे कुछ था, ये कंसीडर्ड हो गया अल्फा में, इसलिए यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं है, इसलिए मुझे यहाँ पे क्या रखना पड़ा? नल. ओके, इट इज नॉट इन द रूल, बट इफ देयर इज नथिंग हियर, then and only then you can put null. Now you can see that a dash tends to A, B or A or null. Why we have to now here is also left factoring. Small capital A is a same prefix. You can see that. So we have to further divided this. Okay, so what is our alpha here? Capital A is our alpha. What is our beta 1 here? Beta 1 is B. Here beta 2 is null. And what is our gamma? This one, null. That's why here we put the null. Okay, this is interesting. First what we do, this small a is our longest prefix, that's why we remove this. After removing this, what we get? We get this grammar. Okay, after getting this, you can clearly see that there is a same prefix, that is capital A. Then you have to remove this capital A also, because top down Parson does not handle left factoring grammar. Okay, so what is our alpha? Capital A. So what is our beta? Beta 1. Here beta 1 is capital B. Here beta 2 is null. What is your gamma? Null. So when we transform into this form, then what is A? A dash. A dash tends to capital A double dash. Instead of A dash, what we write? A double dash. And what is your gamma? This null is not preceding with capital A, that's why null is your gamma. Okay, now what is A double dash? A double dash tends to beta 1. What is beta 1? B. What is beta 2? Null. Okay, this is most important production for left factoring. It may be asked in only 3 marks. Only you have to remove left factoring from this grammar. Okay, so these are some exercise that you have to do by your own. If you have any query, please contact me. So in this video, we see that how to remove left factoring and left recursion from the grammar, because top-down parsing does not handle left factored and left recursive grammar. So in next video, we are going to proceed with top-down parsing methods, that is with backtracking and without backtracking. In without backtracking, we learn LL1 parsing and recursive descent parsing. So in next video, we go through top-down parsing. In next video, we go through bottom-up parsing. Thank you.